A medicine man is gifted from a great spirit, you might call it, from God. Now, if he's a real medicine man. But these combination medicine men are not gifted that way. They learn from the earthly people. But a real medicine man is gifted from God himself. And there's a lot of things he can do that these earthly medicine men can't do. He can take his hands and cure you in a lot of things that we got.
How old were you before you realized that you had the gift and that you were going to be a medicine man?
Oh, they told me that ever since I was born. My father and mother told me that. See, they know that I was going to be a medicine man 6 months before I was even born. And they know who it was then when I was born.
Is it that way today?
When they were handing down the thing for him to be medicine man, he was only about 4 or 5 years old. So they prepared a feast and took him up into the woods and stuff, and they had the mushroom, and then they told him, well, you're going to have to find your own way home. So there Amoneeta was, and at the time, he's 4 or 5, he thought he was all alone in the wilderness up there on the mountain, and I'm pretty sure those fellows were coming down looking at him, making sure that, you know, he didn't get hurt. But he found his way home, and he found his way to the river across from his house where his parents lived, and he couldn't get across the river, and his father came over and got him. But along about that time when the medicine man conferred upon him their benediction or their feelings that he would be a medicine man, the medicine man told him, he gave him a bit of prophecy, which I don't think Amoneeta down through time had really sat down and analyzed to any kind of degree or anything. They just told him, you will always be a man of 2 minds, and in the 2 minds thing will be the problem. Well, I think what the medicine man knew at the time was that the times were changing. The herbal medicine men as well as the psychic medicine men were losing their validity and everything else. So that Amoneeta's way, even though he inherited that and even though that was a given thing to him, would have to work and deal in a culture completely alien to him, a culture at the time, even the Indian, were turning away from a traditional medicine and everything else. Nobody supports or subsidizes medicine men. It's just a gift. Things that come from quote-unquote God or the force or the power are supposed to be free. While no man lives entirely free in this environment or in this world, he has to do something to make money. So oftentimes people think you should treat them and do this stuff for free, which Amoneeta done. He's taken in chickens and stuff like this in payment. But oftentimes there's not even been any kind of payment. He'd treat somebody, they'd go away, then they'd only come back and see him when they're sick. They wouldn't come back and even see him personally or talk to him or try to further themselves in life or anything else. It was just treat me when I'm sick, and then when that's over, that's all there is to it. You know, there's no coming back and paying him $5 or bringing him a chicken or something when he's not treated. We know we're supposed to help and aid people when they get older. But on the other hand, we don't realize that some of the aiding and some of that stuff is the everyday presence, the belief or the reinforcement of the love that's between you and another person. It's the same thing we see in a lot of places with older people. Amoneeta is not that much different. He's just getting up to that time of life when it's just difficult to go on living.
Amoneeta, how'd you like being in the parade yesterday?
That was fine. I liked it. It's the first time I've been in a parade like that. That surprised me riding the bus on in the parade. Well, look how sick I was here just a month ago when they thought I was going to die out. And nobody was smiling at me no yesterday. Yeah, some of them said, they told us that the medicine man was a sick man. He don't look sick now. He's riding that parade.
How's that?
I'm living on borrowed time now. After I went past 65, I'm living on borrowed time. I could be called away any time.
Amoneeta was sitting around one day, and I asked him, how do you get your information about plants and things? And the main thing I was aiming at was the intuitive faculty, which I've learned is a part of the medicine man. It transcends normal everyday conditioned thoughts and everything else. It's a spark of creativity that comes in. And Amoneeta said, I said, where do you get your power over the herbs? Or how do you understand those herbs? And Amoneeta said, well, they come to me in sleep.
They come here day and night. Sometimes they call on me here 11 o'clock at night. Sometimes 2 o'clock in the morning. It all depends on what kind of ailments they got. Sometimes I may have to go. They come after me a lot of times. And sometimes I'm gone 2 or 3 days like that. So I got a patient that I got to take care of right there. Like that woman down in South Carolina, see, when they come up there, so she was on her deathbed now. She was fixing to die out. And I had to go in. And I went down there and stayed with her 3 weeks before I left her. And I'm down there every day.
Where was that in South Carolina?
Huh?
Where in South Carolina was that?
Bacon, South Carolina.
How's she doing now?
Huh?
How's she doing now?
Oh, you wouldn't even know she ever had any trouble. Of course, at that time when I went down there, she weighed 325 pounds. She was a big woman. The money's one thing they think in making them live. They don't know that money's the one's killing them. That's the only thing I hate about it. The people are not getting interested in the work that I do, see. And I know it's going to hurt a lot of them. It's going to hurt a lot. They're not trying to live like the old people. They're trying to live on the worldly things now. What the people here on earth are trying to give us. And that's caused by the financial part. Money. Money's the one causing them to go astray. And that's what you got to change them. And they're going to have to change their way of living. I've done went through what I went through. And I don't want any more. But I tell them, I said, they can't hurt me. I'm going to live right now.